Hello, everyone. I hope you're all doing well. A little bit of an unusual stream for me today. It's not Wednesday, it's not Thursday, it's not Friday, it's a Tuesday. But after all, since the new DLC came out today and I'm no longer at work, I think it's about time we started streaming. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Well, I was doing something. So, I didn't stream last week, partially because I was so close to the end of Chapter 2 that I didn't want to start Chapter 3 or kick off the end of Chapter 2. DLCs and mods, okay. I have, yep, Void Shadows. I have the Deluxe Pack, yes. I got the Void Farer Pack, yep. Oh yeah, I got the limited outfit. And of course I bought the Seasons Pass. The Lex Imperialis. Oh, okay. The second story expansion sees the Lord Captain join forces with a new companion, a member of the Adeptus Arbites. Ooh. Cool. Mods. You don't have any mods installed yet. Oh, okay. Oh, and there's just a direct link to Nexus mods right here. Does that actually work? Yes, it does. Cool. Oh, thank God that's not on stream. There's a lot of nudie mods right up on the front page. Okay, I'm glad I'm not streaming that. Anyway, back to the more, advertiser friendly. Not that I'm monetized, but let's continue. Drat. Well, I have no idea how to actually start this thing, so... Oh! After loading your save. Oh, okay. Well, that was good. Yeah, that was very good that that came up. You can enable DLC in your current playthrough by opening the DLC section of the in-game menu. Okay. Void Shadows. On, please. Okay. Apply. Once activated, DLC cannot be disabled. I am totally fine with this. Well, that's loading. Let's bring up the build guide, because I forgot about that. Oh! Okay. Alright, well, first things first, I gotta level up my character. So the last thing... Oh, they changed a bunch of the icons. Interesting. So the last thing I got him was unflinching. Okay. I need carouse and fellowship. Well, no, let's... Oh, yeah, that's for... No, I'm not going to do that until I actually pull her out. Or off stream. Okay, A man of indeterminate age bows his head. His robes are spotless. His rigid collar constricts his throat. The unsettling spell of medicine hangs in the air. The man's pale eyes look bleached. Greetings, your lordship. Your Chirurgeon Majoris is at your service. No scars. Fortis examines your face and hands critically, then gives a satisfied nod. No scars. The consequences of your charge through the fire, have been successfully remedied. Very good. I will make note of it in the journal. How's the cruise held? Are you interested in general report on the ships as a whole, or hearing about how your immediate subordinates faring? What kind of complaints do my senior officers have? The Master Helmsman's headaches caused by his faulty implants, the high-factor arms' occasional indigestion, the Master-at-Arms' combat wounds can hardly be considered life-threatening. Fortis folds the finger dismissively for each officer he mentions. Vapid cases that I'm obligated to manage as Chirurgeon Majoris. At least the Infernus Master does not waste my time and simply comes to pick up ointments for his burns. Okay, give me a general report. I'm currently not aware of any epidemics or other large-scale threats to the lives of the crew, or anything more serious than normal, at least. Minor outbreaks are part of the natural decline process. The Medicae are occupied treating both the industrial and combat injuries as well as dealing with sporadically occurring ailments. Now to other matters. That will be all. Okay. That was a good gin and tonic. And I made it myself. Yeah, this guy's new. I don't remember seeing that before. Heinrich Montag. The Infernus Master nonchalantly lights a low stick from a thermal cutter and spreads his arms in a welcoming gesture. Heinrich Montag at your service. He smells of cinder and low. I'm assuming that's a cigarette. Yeah. His face is sooty and his belt laden with a number of heavy tools. You would have taken him for a laborer if it weren't for the greasy and ragged officer's uniform. He narrows his eyes, studying your face, and says with visible relief, "It's only tales, after all. You just don't look like a bringer of woes to me." Was I about the bringer of woes? Do I even need to say it? The moment you came aboard, Lady Theodora Paris, so did our arch-militant, as well as half the senior officers and quarter of the Infernus Guild, along with the previous Infernus Master. What's worse, rations don't taste as good as anymore. Fire burns hotter, and that sinister look in your eyes. Sinister? Oh, I survived a brush with the warp phenomenon in your distant past. Okay. Like you're about to put a curse on someone. Heinrich grins. That's what the Void would say, so it must be true. Ludicrous nonsense. Don't let it get to you. They'll get bored of it soon enough. How'd you come to be in service of the Von Valencia's dynasty? Not in the usual way. My ancestors wronged yours and were appointed Inferni as results. Hard labor, deadly risks, plenty of opportunities to atone. Those criminals have been dead for generations, but we are still serving their time. Maybe we'll find redemption one day. Oh, cool. We'll never let your fire go out, Lord Captain. I mean, no. That's just a little stupid guild in joke. Seriously, if you see an Infernus next to a naked flame, run! If If you see a pyromaniac next to an open flame, run for it. Okay. I can appreciate that. So far I know of 2 new characters. Okay. Ooh! Mask of Aurora, Prophet of the Archenemy. Okay, yep. This is from Kiva Gamma. Oh, no, that's from... Oh! That's from the, That's not from Kiva Gamma. That's from, the bonus, yeah, that ship I did early on. Yeah, that's from Janice. Okay, so this is kind of like my trophy room. Okay. Or my trophy hall. Okay, that's how this is turning out. The Sacred Cog came in the production lines of Kiva... Oh, okay. Okay. That's a big fucking trophy. Nothing new came in, that's okay. Jocasta Sourback. Okay. Jocasta Sourback is a very picture of discipline. Her uniform is exquisitely pressed, her armor is polished, and her posture is imposing and rigid. The only flaw in her immaculate appearance is the heavy enforcer small, which is worn and battered from frequent use. She salutes you with a practiced motion. Pardon me. Greetings, Lord Captain. How did you come to serve on my flagship? I came from the noble Sourback family of the capital world of Dagonas. I dare say that our house is renowned for its loyalty and strict adherence to the law. And members of my family have been your faithful enforcers for centuries. I am honored to be the 6th Master-at-Arms named Sourback to serve on this ship. Okay. You're wearing Imperial Navy armor. How'd you come by it? I inherited it from the previous Master-at-Arms. Like the esteemed Seneschal, he left the Navy to serve Lady Theodora. He brought quite a few officers with him, and established a tradition. Upon the death or resignation of an enforcer, his or her armor would be passed on to a fellow officer who had distinguished themselves in the course of their duties. I was awarded armor in this way in my time. Upon the death of my predecessor, I inherited his personal armor. What's your opinion of me as Lord Captain? I would not dare to form an opinion of your lordship. That would be unforgivably brazen of me. My duty is to serve, not to evaluate. Well, now I don't believe you. Now I think that you are hiding something from me. Yes. Yes, indeed. That is all for now. Proud to serve the dynasty. Okay, guys, you're not gonna spit roast the Eldar. Please don't do that. Please don't tempt her to cut you down. Okay, so we now have 3 new characters on the bridge, which is interesting. Okay. remember I have to go back to one of these planets eventually, because there was an event there that I really wanted to see the answer to, but I never got around to seeing it. Okay. Lord Captain, the senior officer's bridge requesting they humbly await you on the bridge. Alright, well, this is going to be annoying. I wasn't planning on doing that, but whatever. I like the new, like, large ice cube tray that I have. It definitely keeps the drinks cooler. In fact, I could just take the same ice cube and go back and pour myself another G&T, but I won't. I ran out of limes, so I'll just use my last one now. A G&T without lime is just not a real G&T. Although I could go for lemon. Lord Captain, if I may request your attention for a moment, I must report a series of highly dangerous violations that have taken place in the fuel compartment. The Master of Arms is ignoring my demands, and I am thus forced to directly appeal to you. Uh-oh. The Fuelers have founded a sect of some kind. This group practices fire worship of the Emperor and has been burning promethium near the fuel lines. I beg you to stop. Yes, yes, yes. No, this needs to stop. I should point out that there have been no incidents in the fuel compartments. I don't care if there's been no incidents in the fucking fuel compartment so far. All it's going to take is one wrong spark and the whole fucking thing's gonna go up. Oh, wait. So I met you, but I haven't met the rest of you. What? They're burning my promethium? Oh, sorry. All assemblies are conducted strictly after hours with the permission of their spirits. However, if you find their practices unacceptable, we will put a stop to them immediately. What? They're burning my promethium? The amount of residue accumulated in the drainage tanks was so laughably small that it was not even worth recording. If there are any real misappropriations of the ship resources happening here, I would have already punished those involved. Lord Captain. The last sentence carries a faint note of regret. Does the ecclesiarchy recognize this cult, or is it considered heretical? This is a matter beyond my purview. Let Confessor Adalbert be the judge of such business. A plump, rosy-cheeked old man steps forward, his voice deep and sonorous. The Emperor protects, your lordship. I can assure you that there is no heresy festering in the fuel compartment. The sect of the Fire Prophecies has been tested for purity and found to be in accordance with the Creed. Their leader, who calls himself the Oracle of Fire, is devout and submissive to his servants. They do not twist the sacred teachings, and as for their chosen forms of worship, these are neither rare nor remarkable. Many such minor cults exist in the Imperium with the full... Yeah, so, yeah, no, from, like, from Holy Terra all the way to, like, the far-flung, even, feral worlds, as long as you worship the Emperor of Mankind in some form or another, it doesn't matter if your teachings are slightly different, because it's actually impossible for the Imperium of Man to root out every possible interpretation of the cult of the Imperial cult. And so as long as people are praying to the God Emperor in one of his many forms, you know, like, so for example, if you are praying to the God Emperor, but you view the God Emperor as like, oh god, like a sun god. So, and the sun is like, the sun is the golden throne, and on the sun the Emperor sits. That's one potential interpretation of the God Emperor, and it's the same thing for the Omnissiah. Technically, The Omnissiah is one of the forms of the God Emperor. Although, depending on which fluff source that you look into, they'll either make very specific distinctions between, you know, the Omnissiah and the God. Like, I think Caiaphas Cain is separates the Omnissiah and the God Emperor. He thinks that the Omnissiah is sort of the... Anyway. Does the Oracle of Fire really make prophecies? At least he and his flock believe the Emperor reveals glimpses of possible futures to him in the Sacred Flame. Occasionally his visions do come true, or so his followers convince themselves. We do not know whether the grace of the God Emperor truly lies upon him, or if he is merely a charlatan, or perhaps a blissful lunatic, or... Oh! A wicked rogue who possesses psychic powers not tempered by his will. A croaking voice interrupts the confessor's words. Oh, he's my... Oh, he's from my astropathic choir. Oh, that's cool. Lord Captain, as the choir master of the astropathic choir... Oh. Yep. I must be watchful of any threats to the ship's safety originating from the Imperium. I have heard rumors about this oracle, and so I've sent my adepts to see him. They assert this man is a psyker. Okay, that changes things. This man who speaks to the warp is a danger to himself and the entire vessel. Both law and common sense dictate that he should be thrown into a holding cell, tranquilized, and handed over to the Inquisition to be sent to Holy Terra. Alternatively, you may dispose of him in some other way. I know just how to handle this cult. We stand ready to carry out your order. I mean, the obvious answer is yes, to throw him. If the leader of the astropathic choir, if they say he's a psyker, I mean, that would be sort of hypocritical of me because I've got, Alright, no, it's... If my Infernus Masters... I don't want to piss off, that little bug there, the... Oh, wait, no. Wait, but if that's the... I'm confused, but whatever. Sorry, if my Infernus Master... that's gonna be toughy. I'm going to take the medium routes. Disperse the troublemakers. Yes, Lord Captain, by tomorrow this cult will be forgotten and never to be mentioned again. I'm more concerned about them playing with fire near my fucking Prometheum tanks. Well... Mission to report, captains. Members of a sacred cult operating aboard the ship have requested... Okay. What sacred cult? They call themselves the Blood-Spun Web. The cult defends the flagship from both internal and external threats. Lady Theodora held them in high regards and looked favorably upon their activities. Sure, yeah, very well, I will speak with them. I will commence preparations at once, Lord Captain. Okay. The officer's deck, and it's been a while since I was back there. Oh! Whoa! Excessive! Please stop killing people. Oh, please, no, I don't need more sacrifices. Those on the deck watch in awe as the final figure moves gracefully into a ceremonial pose. Some of the officers whisper in excitement while others murmur prayers to the God Emperor. Okay.
The Undying Emperor commanded us to spin a web of blood around his children, and we obeyed. We obey still.
Oh, but holy shit! If you wanted to introduce a new character, goddamn! I mean, this is up there with Argenta's introduction, where she basically just comes in praying to the Emperor, whipping around her gigantic clitoris extension. It's like, come on! Holy shit!
Domin von Valentius, death has whispered your name. We disown Domin Theodora. We renounce our oath to her. And now we give the gift of our blood to you. It is the gift of death. Death has whispered your name. The followers of the tenets of the web swear fealty to their new overlord and offer proof of their devotion.
Okay.
We give you a blade, the silent verdict. The Undying One has chosen you to wield this instrument of death. We give you one of our own, Kibella. She will be your shield and shadow. And we give you the blood of these traitors. The tenets of the web will purify their souls.
You have heard many stories about death cults, such as this one. These devoted holy assassins of the Imperium have turned death into a form of worship of the Emperor. They are exemplary slayers, invisible executioners, and scourge of traitors, heretics, and fallen souls. Many righteous people honor them as votaries of the faith, while others see their fearsome rituals as frenzied spectacles touched by madness. Examine the cultists. The cultists are all voidborn. Their lithe, sinewy bodies are clad in light armor, which allows them to move with an acrobat's nimble grace and strike with an assassin's swift surety. Their red and black vestments are adorned with Once more with feeling. Their red and black vestments are adorned with sharp spikes and ritual jewelry. Where time and training have worn their garments threadbare, you can make out patterns of bleeding lacerations. Okay. The prisoners cower beneath the weight of your gaze. Blood drips down the tear-stained faces of captured officers, technomats, and workers. A word has been carved in each of their foreheads with meticulous precision. Traitor, heretic, apostate, renegade. The cuts have been diligently and regularly reopened to... Okay.
Apostates led astray by the final dawn. These traitors chose to tarnish the honor of their families. Only their blood can wash away the shameful memory of their betrayal.
Interesting. So a death cult watches over my crew, they who honor the Emperor through killing, who devote their every deed to serving him, sacred executioners.
Domin has discerned our essence. This is a great honor for the blood-spun web. We have woven the bays of this ship together with the threads of our faith for many years. We keep the greatest relic, his tarot, through which he sends us his blessed revelations. We obey the whispers of the Undying One. This is our service to him. This is our service to you.
Your heart is filled with awe as you gaze at the cultist. You recognize this feeling. You've experienced it before. When you walk through the scorching... I assume that's... Yeah, and survive. The eyes of your grim guests burn bright with sacrificial fervor. They serve the God Emperor with wholehearted faith and devotion. Tell me about yourself, Kibella. Are you the leader of the Bloodspun Web, or its herald, or its servant?
I am the second spinner of the Bloodspun Web. The honor of this title is bestowed only upon those who have ushered more souls than... It is shameful to speak of one's own deeds. I'm here to become your shadow, not to make boasts.
Okay, why have you brought this rabble to the upper decks?
So you may offer the souls of these traitors as a gift to him. You have the authority to order their execution. Their blood will bind us together through him. For the God Emperor, the Undying One, is death itself. The Undying One is duty itself. Give the order, Domin. Let a spinner of the blood-spun web undergo the test of a sacred trial.
Okay. Give the weapons to the traitors? Sure.
A dagger that has not sliced through sinew is nothing more than a toy. Let the final dance begin. Cry, flee, pray. You cannot alter your fate.
Your Emperor won't save you!
Alright, did Kibella had... Okay, that was a really close thing. Okay, well, so, what? Oh dear God. Sorry. Kibella has a remarkable background. As a death cult assassin, she can use a special ability called Raining Blood. When used, it causes the target of Kibella's next melee attack to explode in a burst of blood, covering the floor and any enemies behind the target. The affected enemies suffer additional damage. Kibella can also use a special throwable consumable item called Why? Kibella is a blade dancer. Blade dancers are incredibly skilled sword fighters who can devastate enemies using two special attacks, Blade Dance and Death from Above. There's going to be panty shots in the future. I can see... The Blade Dance ability allows the Blade Dancer to make several light strikes against random adjacent targets. If there is only one adjacent target, if two okay. Death from above allows the Blade Dancer to swiftly leap to a selected cell and upon landing deal damage to all adjacent targets. This ability can be used multiple times per turn. Oh, so you can basically just leap around the battlefield. Alright, so... creates a pool of blood which has the same properties as if created by the Raining Blood ability. Whenever Raining Blood is used, one charge... Okay, so we'll just...
The shadows
pop that on top of her. Hang on. Oh!
One foe or 100. I will kill them all. Trust me. Come. The other side awaits.
Okay!
Welcome his embrace.
Come to chaos!
You guys really aren't helping yourselves here, but okay.
As the tenants demand, I shall not fail. Caught by the web. The shadow killing brings me no pleasure.
Squeaky.
As honor or count, the other side awaits.
I serve the ruinous powers! We bring deliverance.
Trust me. I would that I could.
Not enough charges? Alright.
As the caught by the web. Trust me, death is a blessing.
She's, at the very least, she's definitely a very interesting character. It's going to take me a bit to learn how to use. A cut to the heart, a cut to the throat, a cut to the stomach. These wounds have been inflicted according to his pleasure. The blood of the apostates will wash away the stain of their treachery, so their souls may prostrate themselves before the Undying One's throne and beg his forgiveness. Cabela wipes blood from her blade in one swift movement. I have acted with reverence and shown proof of my loyalty. Will you accept me, Domin Seth? Will you make me your shield and shadow? I mean, yes. Your lordship, the spinners of Bloodspun Web were watching, tracking, and killing Von Valencia's enemies long before the Ward of Trade passed to Lady Theodora. However, their blade has also been known to cut short the lives of highly upstanding persons. The Factorum swallows nervously casting a fleeting glance at Cabela, but I certainly do not in any way condemn the deeds of the deeply esteemed cult, and I'm sure they must have a good reason. The Master-at-Arms clears her throat. The cultists are the scourge of the seditious. They bring the unrighteous to ruin. The enforcers respect the Bloodspun Web, for we share a common goal to bring his light and his harsh justice to the deepest, darkest depths of this ship. Okay. Scourge of the seditious or not, folk are afraid of them for a reason. A couple of watches ago, these spinners took a train driver to pieces for some kind of ritual. I don't know what old Malak did to earn that privilege, though. And who's going to feed his family now? Einarch takes a drag on his low stick, sailing thick smoke through his clenched teeth. But that's a lower decker problem. What matters is that the Bloodspun Web serves you faithfully, Lord Captain. Aw, Confessor Adalbert doesn't get a picture? Aw, I feel bad for the Confessor. My predecessor's predecessor once delivered a sermon about how the spinners saved this vessel from the servants of the arch-enemies. The Bloodspun Web paid the price in blood, a river of scarlet that flooded the decks from the bridge to the bilge. They became the blood of the flagship, the pulse in its vein, and the beat of its heart. The great sacrifice earned them the favor of House von Valencius. Very well, you shall be my shadow, Cabela. Cabela's movements are slow, almost rhythmic, as she removes her. Oh my god, she's a goth girl. Well, there's going to be a lot of very, very happy people out there who play this game now. Oh yeah. Yep. Assassin goth girl, yep. Oh yeah. With boob plate. Oh yeah. Harrow. Cabela's movements are slow, almost rhythmic, as she removes her ceremonial mask. The dark shadows of her eyes accentuate the deathly pallor of her skin, which is covered in ritual scars. Henceforth I am your shadow, Domin Seth, von Valencius, an instrument of death placed in your hand by the Undying One. For so it was ordained, and so his terror forspoke. The young woman bows her head once more. I also come bearing an invitation from the Vizier of the Bloodspun Web. He wishes you to know that the doors to the Undying One's temple are open to you. Are you suggesting the Lord Captain should go down to the depths of his flagship and search for this temple? With all due respect, the lower decks are for servants and crew. They are not a fitting place for his lordship. Who is the Vizier? He is the first among us. The Vizier has spun the web of faith for fivefold longer than I have lived. Blood of the flagship's blood, my mentor and teacher. Okay. Well, where is your temple located? I am not permitted to say. If you wish to find the temple, you must walk the path of Saint Ariane, the matriarch spider. Hers was the thread that would become the Bloodspun Web. Okay. Your path begins deep within the flagship, in the dark tunnels of the freight line. That is where you must begin as well. Your journey will bring you closer to the thread of the web, closer to the Undying One, closer to understanding death. Ah, what the hell? Your journey begins in the darkness of the deepest tunnels. The Vizier awaits you. Your blade awaits direction, Domin Seth. We will speak again when the time is right. Okay. The Rogue Trader ship is a veritable No, it's a mega city. It's several kilometers long. The ship has numerous compartments that you can visit. Navigate these compartments using the map of the ship, which you can access from the main elevator in the bridge or from any other compartment. Well, that's ominous coming back. Because I was just there. Oh, yeah, I was just there and a bunch of people got slaughtered. Buddy! Ooh. Okay. I mean, I would absolutely love to switch this Silent Verdict. It's got a far tighter damage radius, and the issue that I have is that it's got less armor penetration. Let's at least see how it looks. Oh. Well, there's something on the end of this. Oh, I see. It's got a little tag thing. It's also dripping with blood. A little on the nose, aren't we? I'm gonna keep the power sword for now, simply because it's got far better armor penetration. No. Oh yeah, goth girl. She has a bowl cut. Okay. As chat is fully well aware, I'm less. I like she looks. Obviously, Owlcat's models are never really the best. They're just meant to represent a little bit. Like from the front, damn, she looks like she has an amazing hairstyle. But if that's the back, you know, sorry. I'm just, I'm not a fan of girls with short hair like that, and the bowl cut in general is somewhat repulsive to me. But long-haired girls, if she had long hair with a ponytail, I would be all over that. But you guys know my deviancy. She's got Medicaid. Interesting. I'll yank that out, and I'll give her a large med kit. Might as well. Just give her the other one. Alright, well. Medicate, interesting. Alright, I have no idea how to level this character. The best I can honestly say, well, because she's light armor, she's going to be agility and weapons. Actually, well, if she's going to be melee, I'm going to give her It Will Not Die. And as I said, agility and weapon skill. Um... Okay. Yes. That's actually a good one. Yeah, sure. Why not? I don't know. What is Executioner? Oh my god. Well, considering this seems to match up with what we've seen before, yeah, I think we found her. Yeah, just yeah. Considering that my Medicae is now based on my weapon skill. Oh my god, I don't know what I'm doing! I'm just throwing shit at the wall and hoping it sticks. You'll take that. The ability to just say, nope, fuck you. Okay. Boom. Okay. I have no clue what I'm doing. I fully admit this. I may have absolutely borked her build, but who knows. Anyway, so first things first. First things first. As I am now fated to be your shadow, Dominseth, we must perform a ritual that will seal our bond, for it pleases the Undying One. I will await you on the deck where your officers carry out their service. I will be there. I'm scared, guys. I'm very scared. The hell is going on? Okay, I'm taking a bath. And now my bath is bleeding. Okay! Starbuck, how could you have let this happen? An assassination attempt on the rogue trader in his own chambers, right under the noses of your enforcers? A fierce growl rumbles deep in Abelard's throat. The Master at Arms radiates grim fury. Her eyes are dark and her lips pursed. With practiced hand, she removes the maul from her belt and offers it to you. An unforgivable error. I accept full responsibility and ask for due punishment. Exactly. I want an explanation, not vain self-chastisement. Put that weapon away and report. Understood, Lord Captain. Or, Sarback hesitates for a moment before putting them all away. Understood, Lord Captain. Reporting. All adjacent decks have been isolated. We've begun our search for the culprit and have set up an investigation headquarters on the officer's deck. The substance has been analyzed and confirmed to be blood containing traces of major mutations. While it poses no risk of infection to your lordship, the very presence of such genetic aberration on board is a serious threat to the safety of the ship. It must be addressed promptly. Once word of this gets out, many among the crew will surely see it as a brazen challenge to your status as rogue trader. What genetic aberration? The heresy of mutation. Mutants are vicious beasts who sow only death and ruin. They are devoid of all humanity, and the vile blood that runs through their veins feeds their unclean thoughts and urges. Numerous accounts speak of entire colonies falling prey to bloody uprisings staged by these creatures, all because their governors were too squeamish to order genetic purges. You don't say. I wonder why somebody we don't consider human and exterminate by the thousands would think to revolt. What a crazy mystery. Alas, the Imperium's enemies are not limited to only those within its midst. Mutants can become... Alas, the Imperium's enemies are not limited only to those within its midst. Mutants can become a considerable threat, especially when given the chance to organize. The heretics have revealed themselves and are eager to fight. Then fight we shall! Let this vessel be purged of their filth. Could this have been an assassination attempt? Then they would have filled the bath with acid or poison instead. There are easier ways to kill someone than drowning them in blood, as foul as that blood may be. Alright, what do you intend to do next? As one, every enforcer present gets on their knees. Lord Captain, this incident has cast a shadow on our honor. We only ask for one thing, a chance to absolve ourselves of guilt. Allow me to head to the officer's deck at once so that I may lead the investigation personally. Of course! Lord Captain, on a previous occasion, it was your intervention that resolved the matter that my own rigidity... Lord Captain, on a previous occasion, it was your intervention that resolved the matter that my own rigidity had only succeeded in making worse. With all due respect to Mr. Sarback, perhaps she would benefit from your fresh perspective. Seneschal, do you think so little of me that you would rob me of a chance to defend your honor? Oh, see. Of course, Lord Captain, I will arrange for an area preventing your status and be prepared on the officer's deck. Okay. Observe the investigate. Yeah, it's like... I trusted Abelard, and I went down there and I gave my own opinions. And when I feel the need to put my own frickin' opinions in, I'll put my own frickin' opinions in. Trusting people to do their jobs is an important thing. It builds confidence of them and you. Okay, officer's deck. Oh man, I got a lot of places to explore now. Well, this place looks familiar.
Are you ready to step into the labyrinth, Domin?
What exactly are we going to do?
This is the ritual of binding. By the Undying One's will, our fates are now as one. But I must still guide you into the maze of my mind. Although it is my predestination alone to walk its corridors in search of answers, your image must become part of the tangle. For I am your shadow, Domin, and your presence will aid me in sensing whatever threats may be looming over you.
Well, I'm interested. Actually, hang on. Let me. Uh-huh. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. All right. Oh. Damn it, my mouse is not... Um... My mouse and my mouse finger have been betraying me today.
Are you ready to step into the... This is the ritual of binding. By the Undying One's will, our fates are now as one. But I must still guide you. Your weapon for the ritual. Watch the lines on the floor. You can only pass through the gaps. The rest, you need not know. Enter the labyrinth, Domin. You are now upon the path. Your shadow now walks the labyrinth, and my gaze can now see when danger draws near you.
That was cool. This fight, what a captivating expression of your culture.
We are not doing this for your amusement, Domin, nor is it an expression. That which you do not comprehend still has meaning.
I only seek to understand why this matters to you, to understand you.
Understand me? Why, Domin? My fate is preordained, and our places assigned. We both must serve the Undying One, as his design foretells.
I'm cursed by curiosity, indulge me.
But if such is indeed your wish, my path of service to the Undying Emperor is one of many twists and pitfalls. Every mind is fraught with weakness, and only by honing it tirelessly can one achieve focus and prime one's perception. I envision the tenets of the web as a maze of tangles and dead ends. Each time I go into a trance, be it one of the soul or of battle, I walk this path from beginning to end. And now that you're a part of it, you will be there with me when next I enter the labyrinth.
Okay.
You may deem it strange. You live in a world so far removed from my own that such rituals must seem absurd to you. I am sure I would find your rituals equally mystifying.
My rituals? What do you mean?
You are empowered by the will of the Undying One himself. And yet, when I look at your life, I am surprised. You follow a different thread. One that does not seem as strict to your thoughts and deeds. There is so much luster.
You have allowed me to witness your ritual, so it's only fair I show you one of mine.
To partake in one of your ceremonies? Returning the courtesy. That is how you say it up here, isn't it? I will await your invitation. The Labyrinth has accepted you. We have danced amid the crossing lines and minds, and by the dance, we are now bound.
I have no clue what just happened. I am not very well versed with the habits and with the habits and pastimes of death obsessed goth girls. It's just not my forte or my area of expertise. On the bright side, I think I'm going to take a quick break once I finish loading in, refill my glass, and yeah, be right back. Alright. Oopsies. Actually, might as well take those now, too. You guys know how... Hello? Oh, okay. It was just the UI being exceptionally silly. Okay. There's Boogie. Actually, hang on. Yeah, we're looking good. No drop frames. Excellent. Alright. I want to know what you think about the other officers. I do not trust them, but I do not trust anyone. Mistress Tolman has too much power. No. Mistress Tolman has too much power and will surely be tempted to start deciding for herself what information to share with the crew on your behalf and what to withhold. Tolman. Oh, she's my box operator. Ravor is closely intertwined with the ship's systems, which opened up plenty of opportunities for sabotage. He must be watched. As for Danrock, forgive me, but a man of his size and habits cannot help but steal. Oh, what can you tell me about Abelard? The Seneschal is a model of competence and fidelity, and all officers and enforcers look up to him with gratitude. A grimace of fierce devotion takes hold of Salabek's face before she abruptly grits her teeth and continues. It's all the more distressing to see that the years have not been kind to the deeply respected Master Osarian. Soon there will be no rejuvenate treatment that can save him from the mistakes inherent to in such advanced age. But we are ever watchful, and we'll be there to steady the trembling hand of the honored veteran if need be. Oh, okay, so that means he's, okay. Well, first things first. Let's go to the Void Ship Shrine. One second. Wow, you're fast. Okay, wait, what? Oh, how the mighty have fallen. Hate to be the bearer of bad news, but bolters are a hard sell these days. Damage is bad, and our ability to scale damage is heavily limited, and the bolter that is made for her is too deep in the otherwise underwhelming Druizian stock. My vote is just use her till Obrig comes and swap her out, provided you even want a soldier in your roster. Should you get him, she'll do fine, though. Oh! Apparently somebody had access to the beta build because they already... Okay. So Argenta's going to be pretty badly nerfed. I may actually have to redo her ranking at this point. Or not her ranking, but her skills. Awareness and adaptability was the last thing I did. Perception and no heresy. Well, okay, so wait, what? Alright, so genius. If you've already gotten a build for Argenta post DLC less than 24 hours after the DLC is released, then how the hell do you not have a build guide for the new girl? Come on. Oh, jeez. The fishwife is still going strong. Really? It's a little cruel. Alright, I got adjusting frontline and perception. I need willpower and lore Imperium. Okay. Pascal, buddy. Really? You've done it for all of them? Then why don't you have the new girl? Waited a bit late for dual weapon, but you don't really want to be anywhere near the fight before heavy armor anyway. Pascal is a bit of a late bloomer. He goes from being a glass cannon range to an absolute monstrosity of stacked armor. Either way, he's great to have at any point of the game in both damage and utility. I wish operatives could be arch militants. That'd be perfect. Oh, okay. So you basically okay. Okay. The last thing I gave him was Savor the Kill. So Lore Imperium and Intelligence. And finally, my Lady Sniper Earlet. Alright, what do they have to say to her post-DLC? As befitting a cowardly and dishonorable Xenosum, Scums, Earlet prefers to sit far away and take potshots at the enemy. The damage is respectable, she's not. Elusive at the end of the round, so she doesn't die. Otherwise, the usual ranged assassin stuff. Create opening, shoot a bunch, keep 2 AP and to use in my sights, and elusive. Well. Down with Xenos. But since she's my access to content, and she's also the only sniper that I can depend on, we're going to keep pointy ears happy. Characteristic training perception. So that should be lethality heightens, by the way. Yes, it is. Which means the next one is intelligence and law Xenos. Excellent. Alright, let's have a peek around this place.
I've read about this.
Interesting.
I won't tolerate weakness.
The Angevin Crusade. I remember that one.
I did it?
Without a fuel engine rests on the weapon. Oh, Angevin Crusade area. Oh, and I believe that this is... Ooh, okay. Interesting. To the one I remember best? Okay. Confessor Adalbert, a plump, rosy-cheeked old man, is lighting candles, taking his time with each. Links of fire dance on his heavy golden aquila and in his sky-blue eyes as he addresses you, smiling. The Emperor protects your lordship. Are you here to pray, or have mundane matters have brought you to me? There's an incredibly profound quality to his voice, and he speaks with a mesmerizing timbre. You are positively beaming with joy. A priest like you is a rare sight. Adalbert laughs good-naturedly. A fair observation. Everybody knows that the clergy must maintain a stern appearance to inspire fear and awe in their flock. His mirth fades, giving way to pensive gravitas. The truth is that my clan and I experienced great hardship. I cannot explain how it is I am standing before you now, except by his will. How could one be anything but joyful knowing they were saved by the Emperor? Well, that is a good response. What happened to your clan? I was scarcely more than a child when malady struck our cabins. First would come the fever, then the unlucky victim would start retching blood. After that they would melt away like a candle. Only the youngest survived, myself among them. He smiles feebly, but now my family is growing, and I am grateful for each new life that replaces one's lost. I have other topics to discuss. Did Lady Theodora come here often? Your predecessor always had due concern for the reliquary's maintenance and its needs. Under her rule, faith occupied its proper place on this ship. Okay, he gives you a diplomatic smile. Excellent, I must take my leave. Alright, interesting. Let's talk to this guy over here.
Awaits.
Initiate Zik. The Emperor protects your lordship. How may I be of service? What is this relic next to you? The initiate looks over at the sarcophagus. The skeleton within is clutching an orb made up of many tightly fitted hoops covered in glyphs. A mysterious object, but undeniably a holy one. It was donated by a group of pilgrims who studied the legacy of the great missionary Nadine Aleniakov. They believed there was something inside that only someone truly righteous was meant to have. One of the pilgrims was so desperate to witness the moment of the orb's opening that they bequeathed their body to us. Do you have any ideas how to open the orb? One of your predecessors was the last to attempt solving this relic mystery. It's a long time ago, before Lady Theodora was born, that's all I know. Why not disassemble it? To damage the sacred is an unthinkable crime, and to use force to bypass the test of wisdom and faith. Okay, I'm gonna try and solve the mystery of the orb, apparently. The initiate opens the lock and hands you the orb. Someone has already moved the hoops around, trying to arrange the letters into meaningful sentences. It will only take a few more rotations for the orb to split cleanly into 4 parts, each of which with its own questions. The answers should presumably be formed using the adjoining hoops. Form the question in the orb's first quarter. My light reaches everywhere. The greedy will see me in gold, the scholars in humanity's cradle, but only the righteous will see me within their souls. The Emperor? For better or worse, something clicks inside the orb. Okay. Form the question in the orb's second quarter. I'm within every human, and my loss is feared, for without me comes the end. But give me to the Emperor, and yours will be eternal. The answer immediately comes to you. It is blood. You have spilt it too many times in the name of faith for you not to realize it is the most precious offering. Okay. Form the question in the orb's third quarter. I am poison, I am perdition, I am disgrace. Burn me down, eradicate me, or perish, rejected by the Emperor. Weakness. Form the question in the orb's remaining quarter. In your body, mind, and soul, you must possess me. I am no mere absence of stains. I bring you closer to him. Duty. You'll have to start. All right. So Emperor, blood, weakness, loyalty. Oh, okay. Emperor, blood. Betrayal and duty. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, so one last time. Emperor, blood, weakness, loyalty. Leave.
A new challenge for me.
So I know 1 out of the 3.
We need to investigate.
It's what? Yeah. D. Hang on, my Gothic cursive is a little bit. That's definitely an F. It's actually the Firestone logo. D-A-F.
I'm always ready.
The Emperor sets my path. Carry the Emperor's will as your torch.
I guide humanity between the stars.
Watching the lazy handle sacred technology breaks my heart, figuratively speaking. My cardiovascular augmentation can withstand...
Blood is my life. Death is my duty.
Okay. So, let's see. I have an A. I think that's a U. I have an F. I have an R. I should be writing this down. Actually, wait. All right, so I have A. R. F.
None shall stand in my way.
U. L or I?
Follow my lead!
Hang on. Oh! What?
It's about time.
Okay,
I
F.
woke up with a feeling of wonder, as if a field of flowers was blossoming nearby.
A.
A child was saved from death. 1,000 heretics were burning alive. begging and sobbing and howling.
Okay, so that... Okay, so... Okay.
We shall prevail.
F...
I'm restless.
You. F you.
Does something trouble you, Lord Captain?
R. Okay, F U R.
Color the uncolored.
Data meditation is terminated.
Whisper and be heard. Follow the threads.
Something of interest.
Okay. The Unquenchable Fury. It's a power maul, okay. I mean, it's a nice beginner weapon for when you get this. Like, if you get this at the beginning of the game, this is a nice beginner weapon.
I won't tolerate weakness.
Oh, cool! I can go to the Lord Captain's quarters. That's cool. Ah, but it'll only take me directly back to the Void Ship Bridge. Oh, well. Let's head to the freight line. No, that's ooze. Edok Fresno, a sturdily built man with an augmented jaw, stands at attention. The dark circles under his eyes speak to many sleepless nights, but his voice is loud and spirited. Welcome to Freight Hub LD 987/A14, Lord Captain. I'm Edok Fresno, captain of the Enforcers in the lower deck bay of LD-A14. The Master at Arms has assigned me to be your liaison for the duration of your stay here. Lord Captain, would you like to inspect a control room or begin your search for the Temple of the Bloodspun Web? He says the last part with obvious concern. I'm here to inspect the entire compartment. I'm curious to see how the people in the lower decks live. Fresno glances at you warily. As you will, Lord Captain. Still, out of concern for your safety, I must warn you, you should avoid the farthest sections of the bay. They are ridden with disease, and the locals can be particularly unpleasant to deal with. With the kind of riffraff that dwells there, you might even be attacked. He frowns. To put it bluntly, although the bay performs its functions well, its even more civilized sections are sorely lacking. Even its more civilized sections are sorely lacking in discipline. I was only assigned recently, so I haven't had time to straighten everything up, since doing so will require making some serious changes. I am not inventing excuses, Lord Captain. As the officer in charge, I accept full responsibility for what takes place in this compartment. I hereby offer you my assistance, Captain. I shall conduct an inspection and then share my thoughts on how to change this place for the better. But Fresno stops himself mid-protest and assumes a more compliant tone. In that case, I urge you to remain vigilant. The freight trains move at great speeds, and the inhabitants of the residential units are a despicable rabble. One must never drop one's guard around them, and the Emperor preserve you from stumbling into the pestilence pit. That's where the madmen and the lepers live. Oh! Tell me about this station. Hub LD-987A/ Hub LD-987/A14 connects the lower deck freight, residential, and artillery bays. Our task is to monitor the flow of labor force and prevent supply disruption between bays. Who maintains this hub? Traffic controllers. They are technomats trained by the priests of the machine cult to keep the sacred cogitators in working order and prevent train collisions. The consequences of an accident like that would be easy to imagine, especially if one of the trains is carrying macro cannon ordnance. Yeah, that would be easy to imagine. Also employed here are an enforcer squad, a team of Inferni, and the clerks who keep cargo records, and a Medicaid officer, a fine chap whose medicine of choice is a bullet. May the God Emperor forgive him. Well, it's the Emperor's peace, after all. Not every void ship can boast of its own railway. That is true. Usually higher-class ships are the ones that get trains, but it's far from the greatest things a rogue trader's warrant can see done. The credit here goes to Lady Theodora's predecessor, on whose orders the Adeptus Mechanicus assisted in birthing this miracle of sacred engineering from the womb of the dynasty's flagship. Initiating the train blessing algorithm. Let not corrosive wear separate the whale sets. Let the traction drive receive the touch of the motive force granted by the invisible hand of the Omnissiah. Let his grace strengthen the joints and supports that lift the body above the decay of mortal tracks. Hear me, driver, and praise the machine god thrice, for it is only by his will that the miracle of sacred locomotion is accomplished. The blessing has been successfully executed. Oh, thank you, Pascal. What is the situation on the lower decks? Most of the locals unload trains and sort provisions. We give maintenance jobs to the more capable ones. The rest are reserve workforce. When the crew are lost on a deck, we find replacements from among those rats. And if extra hands are needed anywhere else, there are always more than enough volunteers eager to work for rations. They even queue for the jobs. The rabble causes you no problems, I hope. Surely you are joking, Lord Captain. The rebels are base in nature, and mutiny is always on their minds. They steal whatever they can get their hands on, and lately they've moved from rations to tinned food to weapons. We confiscate those regularly, of course, and keep the serfs meek and terrified. That's the only way we can protect the mindless herd from themselves. Well, yes, they have to be pacified. Oh, another thing the bastards do on a regular basis is build their shacks in front of the service tunnel entrances. That has delayed the arrival of Infernus brigades during several emergencies. and caused air and power supply problems in adjacent bays. We burned those saboteurs along with their shacks, but they just keep on pressing. They just keep pressing on regardless. I've learned enough. The cult of the Bloodspun Web has a presence in this compartment, does it not? That is correct. The enforcers do not bar them from carrying out their sacred duties, he scowls. As irregular as it is to have armed crew members set up a secret hideout forbidden to the enforcers, as irregular as it is to have armed crew members set up a secret hideout forbidden to enforcers, and that they can go around dispensing bloody justice. What do you know about the death cultists? Not much, but I'm always trying to learn more, given that they like to pay visits to my compartment. Fred's... Oh goodness. Oh, I woke up too early this morning. Frenzo scratches his head, thinking, the Spinners honor the Emperor through death. They kill notorious reprobates and heretics. Sometimes they kill righteous folk, and other times seemingly at random. Their rituals are morbid, and their prayers are strange. Anyone not initiated in their rites would struggle to make sense of them. Fair enough. A lot of people struggle to make sense of things they don't understand, myself included. I see. The captain grumbles sullenly under his breath. Be steadfast in your duty, Captain Friend. I keep wanting to say fresco. Friends. Frenso. Enunciation, dipshit. This is supposed to be your native language. The Emperor protects, Lord Captain. Alright, Goth Girl, lead the way. Every time. Oh dear. Oop. Goods. Excellent. Well, let's raid the piggy bank. Yay, more shit to trade.
A new challenge for me?
Is that blood? It can't be. We scrubbed the decks 3 times before the rogue trader came. Boy, take me. The captain will have our heads. Well, that's not a chaos symbol. Well, no, I don't recognize that as a symbol of chaos. Damn those. How did they even... Examine the mark. You have seen the symbol before. Death cultists carve bleeding marks like this into their own skin. Gabella carves the same symbol on the back of her hand with a knife and whispers a prayer. Daman Seth, remember this sign. It is the beginning of your quest. The first blood trial. Okay. Do you know what this mark is? It resembles one of the symbols associated with the Bloodspun Web. What was it called again? The Song of Trailing Blood? It's a prayer familiar to many in this compartment. We've heard the Spinners say it when they, well, perform their signature act of service to the Emperor. Frenzo takes a deep breath. The soundless shadows sank into the dark. Slashed feet crescendo a fatal dance. Blades spun, blade song in tempo, each edge an echo. Twin odes to death rose, now on her sacred blood, as she once trod back of foes. Tread countless souls, but none who know. What is the Song of Trailing Blood? From what I can tell, it's something like a prayer with several verses that tell of the life of one of the cult's saints, Ariane, or the matriarch Spider, as they call her. So I am invited to follow a trail of blood, it seems. I accept the Spinner's invitation. I hope you find what you're looking for and return to the upper deck safely, Lord Captain. Oh, joy! And he looked right at me. When Lady Vigdis learns of this, she'll promote me to the middle decks. Dream on, as if she'd send the old half-deaf and raspy pride of the Tolleman Vox operators to the middle decks. Uh-oh, she has a fan club. My Vox operator, my chief Vox operator has a fan club. Oh, this is cute. Okay, looks like I've looked through everything here.
Victory awaits.
Holy shit, that... What? Holy fuck, we do actually have a goddamn railroad. Holy shit. I was expecting, like, minecart size, but no, we have a goddamn railroad. I hope you get hit by a train. Yeah, seems like it's a pretty shitty place to live down here.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
Oh, that was creepy.
None shall stand in my way.
Holy shit, what happened here? Mercy, please save me. The young man gasped for air through burnt lips, slipping in and out of delirium. His skin is dripping from gaunt body like melted wax. His eyes, somehow intact, alive and clear, filled with pain, stare at you from under caked eyelids. Who are you and what happened to you? I am Vale, a cleaner. I was in my house asleep and foresters came and set it on fire. I didn't make it out in time. Do you know anything about the mark next to you? A spinner came. He painted the symbol, then gave me water and whispered a strange verse. He told me to memorize it and recite it later so that help would come. And here you are. Then I should... To soot smirched soul her mercy she did grant. Last breath expressed, the knife met heart. Removed from chest, passed on to death. Her duty blessed, a balm for those who suffer anguish and distress. A longing brought to rest of mortal souls bound, of mortal bonds the souls divest. He might survive, but he will be maimed for life. Too much of his muscle has been charred down to the bone. Even if he does retain some ability to move, the pain will be his constant companions. His motor skills have been damaged beyond repair. A broken man or a corpse, time will soon tell. There are times when death is more... Yeah, no, I agree. I grant you a merciful death. No! Mercy! Horror flashes in the man's eyes, but once he sees your calm expression, he lets go of the fear and bounds his head in recognition. In resignation. So be it. I can't take this pain anymore. I'd rather die. There's no curse more terrible than an existence between unlife and undeath. You have liberated a tormented soul, Daman said. The Undying One sees the good you have wrought. Well, yeah!
It's about time.
I'll probably have to come at it from up top.
A new challenge for me?
Oh dear God, this... Holy shit! This place is huge! I think.
Follow my lead.
Go get it, Pascal.
The machine god grants me insight.
Wait. Sorry, I
I
was
won't
chewing on an ice cube.
tolerate weakness. I'll lay claim to the stars.
As it should be.
Cast your eye there.
Your lordships, spare a throne for Thosh, who can't even... I just picked up ration cards, so god damn it.
Victory awaits!
Dead man? A sinewy middle-aged man watches the bustle of the bay with a detached expression. Every so often, when his eyes linger on the blood-marked stride nearby, his face changes strangely, and his hands clench into fists. Just as he begins to hint the rumble of an approaching train, the man gains surge toward the train. He leans forward. What do you think you're doing? What? I didn't. The man starts and almost falls, but manages to keep his balance. In the dim lumen lights, you notice odd old scars scattered all across his body. The scars seem vaguely familiar. Well, let's see. The scars all vary in length, width, depth, and shape. However, you notice a pattern in the way the scars are aligned, as well as a series of faded symbols. And death cultists bear similar marks on their bodies. But spinners are constantly renewing their wounds, while this man's looks... Your eyes always return to that blood symbol. What do you know about it? It is a symbol of the blood-spun web. I come here every watch, but it hasn't been here before now. I guess today must be my special day. He smiles strangely. The man's faded eyes go wide as he notices Gibella. His voice quivers. You, have you come to take me to the other side? Gibella briefly studies the man's face and turns away. I do not know you. Death's gaze is not upon you. The man lets out a dull groan and turns back to look at the symbol again. But then, why is it here? You know the symbols of the blood-spun web. You bear similar scars. Are you a spinner? I was, but I failed to complete my final assignment, so I was exiled from the cult. The Vizier told me to kill one who would be at a certain junction of the utility tunnels at a certain hour. I went to the appointed spot, then I waited. An hour, 2, 5. The junction was still empty. Nobody came. After hours of waiting, I finally realized the person at the junction had been me the whole time. It was my turn to go to the Undying One, but I was afraid, and I couldn't do my duty. I ran. If humankind followed its own paths as children of the Asturion do, the Smonkai would be one who has lost his path. You were ordered to die? For what reason? But some who would choose to leave the righteous path, those earn penance in due time. Her whip sings vengeance on renegade menace. Her blades pass sentence. For cowards seek to hide their hearts, but death makes no pretendence. It takes what it is due. In essence, he stops. The third verse of the Song of Trailing Blood. The Vizier recited it to me before sending me on my final assignments. I didn't realize at the time it was my judgment. There were plenty of reasons. I sowed death. I offered him the souls of the most pleasing men and women I could find, because it kindled my passions. I killed well-off crewmen who didn't deserve their wealth. I took their thrones. I killed enforcers who looked into my eyes without fear, because I wanted to be feared. I reveled in bloodshed. I betrayed the tenants. I realized it, but I couldn't help it, because I enjoyed it. Have you killed any more innocents since you ran? No, I've been afraid to touch my own knife since that day, though it might just stab me on its own. Thought it might stab me on its own, but the temptation is always there. So the spinners simply let you go. They made no attempts to find you. There was no pursuit. I thought I'd see their black blades the very next day. Instead, years passed without them taking my heart. I tried starting a new life, but the terror never stopped eating away at me. When I got truly desperate, I went to the Temple of Death myself, but no one there would speak to me. When I gave them my name, they just whispered, "Seabreed has gone to the Undying One." They looked through me like I wasn't even there, like I've lived like this for 20 years, like a coward, like a dead man. You do not sound particularly remorseful. I spent years in remorse. I'm tired of it. You are disgusting. I will not grant you the release. Yeah, I was like, this... yeah. No, what about the symbol? The portent? You were supposed to... No! Help! Gabella stares at the remains of he who was once her brother in service. Truly, it is better to die for him than to live for yourself. This he forgot. Yep. Yep. Shit, this is gonna be a heavy DLC. That's the rogue trader. The battered worker throws himself at your feet and touches the toe of your boot with his dirty palms. Their gracious lordship, hand of the god emperor, save this unworthy servant. Get lost. The enforcer's heavy... Oh! My sincerest apologies, Lord Captain. Your boot, I'll clean it right away. A murmur of discontent breaks out among the gawkers that have gathered around. None of the workers dare come closer, but the anger on their faces is plain to see. I intend to hear this man out. Your lordship, I worked hard, never even taken breaks to rest. And all I earn is 7 rations cards with 15 mouths to feed back. That seems to be a fault of you. 15 mouths? Good God. The enforcers shake me down every shift, just like they do every other honest hard worker who... Enough whining. You and your pals lifted a box of Nutribars a few watches ago. And 2 canisters of water before that. I didn't beat the life out of you because I took pity on you. And this is the... I didn't beat the life out of you because I took pity on you, and this is the thanks I get? You quarantined the hub for 20 watches and refused to give up rations if we didn't have cards. Cards we have no way to earn. And today you earned 15 cards in a single shift because you do the work of 3 people, right? Or did you take your pals to a dark corner somewhere to do them in and take their share? I didn't do them in, it was an act. The worker stops himself and cowers and whimpers. They got their heads bashed in by crates. The dead don't need rations. Am I to understand that enforcers are appropriating earnings from workers after their shifts? We appropriate nothing, we just monitor and redistribute, the enforcer mutters gloomily. The rabble are lying and are a lying and thieving lot. We have instructions to stay alert for people holding more than their standard amount of ration cards to prevent embezzlement and famine. They take our cards, your lordship, and then they grow fat using them for themselves. This is the one thing I dislike about Warhammer. I'm a nice guy. I'm a nice guy. I don't want to be the dick. But here I have to be the dick. Gazed proudly and solemnly at the cloud. Would I have achieved glory if I had complained about every hardship along my path? No! I pressed it. Oh. Your inspiring visage, just like the one they used for the propaganda. Okay. Sends the serfs into a frenzy of rapturous cries. You hear them channeling all their hopes to overcome the odds as you did. Even the beaten man stares at you with a wistful smile on his lips. A sullen, red-bearded man with the clean black eyes draws your attention. His oddly piercing gaze seems to size you up the whole time you were speaking, but now he has hastened to conceal himself before the gawkers. Next thing you know, you are watching him hurry deeper into the tunnels. May the God Emperor protect you and all of House von Valencius, Lord Captain. Alright, that's enough for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I have some stuff I need to do before I head off to the sack. But what is all this commotion? Like I said, I don't like being the dick. I like to be the nice person. But being nice doesn't always do stuff, especially in the grim dark future. So, I have to call it in for the night, especially because I'm already tired. Like I said, I woke up early this morning for work. So I am going to call it in. Today is Tuesday. I don't know if I'll be back tomorrow, but I'll try. But definitely Thursday and Friday I will be back, and I will be doing more Warhammer 40k, and I will be focusing primarily on the DLC. And then we'll go and finish Chapter 2. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, have yourself a good day. Have yourself a good evening, and I'll see you all later.